This episode of Trestle Tactics is proudly presented by Gordon Food Service.
Welcome to Trestle Tactics, a tips from Trestle Short. We wanted to know what's going to make our podcasts more valuable to you. And the answers were simple. You want easy to implement tactics and strategies that will let you create an outstanding experience around your senior living food and hospitality programming. So let's dive in right now on today's Trestle Tactics. Thanks for joining me today on Trestle Tactics. In a previous episode, I talked about creating a culture of customer loyalty. And one of the things I mentioned was anticipating customer needs and making that part of your culture. Well, I want to share with you 4 things that you can do that will let you embrace every customer problem correctly and be able to anticipate those customer needs successfully in almost any situation. So the first thing you need to do is you need to constantly be scanning the room or wherever you are for negative body language. This is that first sign that something isn't right. If we're trying to anticipate a customer's needs, the first thing we need to look for is an upset customer, right? And so looking for things such as facial expressions or folded arms or something that gives you that kind of negative vibe from a person, that's what we want to start looking for. Always be on the lookout for that. That's the first step in anticipating a customer's needs. The second thing you want to do is always be looking for a service bottleneck to fix. Now, does this mean that plates are stacking up in the expo window? Do we have a problem with getting tables bussed and cleared on time? Do we have a rush on getting on the bus for an activity? Whatever the bottleneck is, when you see it, take a moment to take a mental note of it, and then try to solve it before it becomes a much larger problem or it becomes a consistent problem. A lot of times our residents and guests and customers will overlook it once or even maybe twice having something like this happen. But if it becomes a constant every single time that I go to do this thing, there's always a problem with it. Well, hey, that's a bottleneck that you need to solve so you can better anticipate those customer needs. Are you looking for new ideas? Then you're invited to a once-a-year big show. Gordon Food Show. Taste hundreds of new products. Learn cutting-edge culinary trends. Attend expert-led presentations. Connect with industry specialists. Special show-only discounts. Gain valuable insights. It's free to attend. The possibilities are limitless. Start here, go everywhere. Gordon Food Service. Third, to be successful anticipating customer needs, you want to make sure that you do not avoid a guest with a problem. There are so many times, especially for me early in my career, where I was really nervous about talking to an upset resident about whatever the problem might be. I was always worried about the reputation of myself, or I was worried about that person, whether or not they liked me or if they thought I was doing my job well. What I learned, though, by taking those problems head on is that I gained their respect, I gained their trust by knowing that I was going to tackle those problems head on. So if you avoid guests with the problem, you're never going to be able to solve those problems and anticipate the customer needs the way you want to. The last thing I'll share about anticipating customer needs, and I think this is probably the biggest one, is be vigilant about resolving the small problems before they become big problems. Now, there's nothing worse than having a one item here. I got a cold meal one day. Oh, I didn't get ice in my water. Oh, my dessert came out in a smaller portion size than I'm used to. In a one-off situation, that's not really a big deal. We know that mistakes happen. Our residents know mistakes happen. But if you let these little small things bottle up and can snowball, then they become big problems. There's nothing worse than having a resident come sit in your office and unfurl their list of food complaints or unlist their list of issues with your community. And as they rattle them off, you go, man, that's an easy fix. That's an easy fix. That's an easy fix. That list of 15, 20 items that are really small and easy to fix just became a big problem because now you're contending with a resident who may be looking to move out, or worse, talking bad about the community. Think about resolving these small problems and meeting them head on. That's how you're going to anticipate a customer's needs. And that's how you're going to be able to really make residents happy when you embrace every customer problem and solve it proactively. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll talk to you soon. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Trestle Tactics. Be sure to like and subscribe on any of our channels, YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you listen to us. Also, be sure to follow us on any of your social media channels at Tips from Trestle. Well, thanks for joining us on this episode of Trestle Tactics.